on your travel shoes. For this story, we're going south of the border. Actually, much more south than you think. Go on past Mexico, past Panama, past the equator even. Keep on going past Brazil, and that's where you'll find Uruguay. It's a small country, about the same size as the state of Missouri. In February 2017, one of the top medical providers in the capital city of Montevideo got hacked. This medical provider has a whole network of clinics and healthcare facilities. The hacker broke in through the provider's website, accessed the database, took a ton of patient records. A week later, the hacker sent a ransom email to the medical provider showing that they had confidential data and demanded they pay 15 bitcoins. If they didn't pay the bitcoins, they said they would publicly release the patient details of everyone who had HIV and cancer. The note went on to say the price will go up by 5 bitcoins every day they don't pay. The medical provider got together the Bitcoin, about $60,000 worth, and paid the ransom. This kept the hacker happy, and the patient information was safe and wasn't publicly dumped. Crisis averted. But the medical provider immediately began investigating who the hacker was.
Okay, first thing, the records, the logs that are in the file of the case show that the traffic that was outgoing from the medical provider during this attack was about 150 megabytes, which is probably not the size of the database of them, and that outgoing traffic was not generated by an IP address that was in any way associated to me. The medical provider did not pay anything. The email that they apparently they received did not include an address to make the transfer of the Bitcoin, so it was impossible for them to pay even if they wanted to. So they didn't pay for the Bitcoins. It is pretty unlikely that the database was stolen. There was no malware, no ransomware software installed in the servers after security analysis of the servers of the medical provider. As it appears in the file of the case, that there was nothing found that was malicious software installed there. So they didn't pay. There was no stolen database, and there was no ransomware installed. And even if they wanted to pay, they couldn't have paid.
They worked with the local police and for months tried to track down who was behind this extortion. After 7 months, they got their break. They were able to track down the IP address of who sent the email to an apartment in Montevideo. The police raided the apartment, and they were totally stunned with what they found. There were tons of...
Okay, well, the thing is that according to the file, the email, they didn't get any IP address from the email that they received. So there was no IP address that was used to trace anybody that is in the email that appears in the file. And anyway, if you got an IP address from an email, you don't spend 6 months, 7 months to trace that IP to a location. You do that in 5 minutes, and it is just false that they were able to trace that to my apartment. It is completely false. And in the file, something that is interesting is that the replies from the internet provider when they request information about 2 IP addresses that were from Uruguay related to that attack that later I will explain what was the attack about, do not appear in the file. The request of the information signed by the judge, yeah, appears, but the reply from the ISP, which there were several replies because they commit a mistake, and later I will explain, do not appear in the file. That's something weird, isn't it? Okay.
Of electronic devices everywhere. Laptops, cell phones, hard drives, crypto wallets, and thumb drives were everywhere. The police felt like they hit the jackpot and thought this person probably hacked many other places too. They arrested Alberto Hill, the guy who lived there and owned this stuff, and they took him to jail and seized loads of equipment from his home. The Uruguayan police took from Alberto's apartment the following items: $1,400 US, 8,000 euros, 150 Brazilian dollars, and 3,000 Uruguayan pesos. 6 laptop computers, 5 cell phones, a device used to clone credit cards, and 125 blank credit cards, and an additional 30 normal credit cards. 13 hard drives, a drive duplicator, a few routers, a flashlight, a magazine full of CDs, a whole stack of hardware Bitcoin wallets, 2 fake toy coins that say Bitcoin on them, 16 USB drives, 2 printers, a Guy Fawkes anonymous mask, and a guillotine. And on the laptops, they found hacking tools and programs and viruses. Uruguayan police presented all this to Alberto, and he made a verbal confession saying he did in fact hack into the medical provider, and he did send the extortion email. Alberto went to prison for a long time. Case closed, right? End of story?
Hold on. My name is Alberto.
Hold on. My name is Alberto Gil, and I have many things to say. Yeah, what they found in my house was things that they were found in any guy, in any place where a guy who is into InfoSec, that works as a information security professional, as a hacker, a pen testing professional, would have. Nothing strange. Those things doesn't mean that you are a criminal. Having all those things doesn't make you a criminal. I had them for searching, for learning purposes, for understanding how things work purposes, and that's not a crime. There were not tools or anything that was result of any crime. But the police couldn't see that. They could also see that those tools had to be used, had to be possession of a cyber terrorist. That's very, very sad. Yeah, and this is a guillotine. Why? A torch. Why? Crypto wallets, and their boxes, and the recovery cards, and the cards with the information to be able to, in case of losing them or having each crypto wallet destroyed, you could get the same crypto wallet and restore the contents with the information that was in the boxes. Why did they took that? The warrant and seizure paper said that they had to seize electronic media. The boxes and those documents or cards from the crypto wallets are not electronic media.
Alberto Hill, and I have something to say about this.
Alberto says there's one tiny detail that isn't right about this story.
I tell you, Jack, I did not do it. I didn't do it, and I am innocent.
These are true stories from the dark side of the internet. I'm Jack Resider. This is Darknet Diaries.